Yo, 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 this is Mr. O. Here, and today we're going to learn how to graph linear inequalities. Um, Graphing linear inequalities is very useful, especially when we go to linear programming, which is being used when doing some feasible studies, and which we're gonna do it later on. Okay, so graphing linear inequalities, it's just the same way of graphing linear equation, wherein we set the y equals and solve for the slope intercept form, which we know is y equals mx plus b, wherein we all know that the m is a slope that we apply the rise over run. When we plot the points, it crosses the y-intercept, and that's the point along the y-axis. The only difference is that there's inequalities talks about greater than and less than, or greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to. So some hint that I would like to share to you: if you already have an inequality, then the y is by itself on the left side, and the inequality ends up to be greater than, you will shade the above portion of the line. When you have a y less than or less than or equal to, you will shade the below portion of the line. Meaning to say, if I have here, let's say a y greater than, and the line is like that. Where's the above portion? The above portion of this dotted line is right here on top of it, right? And if we have a y less than or equal to, let's say the line end up like this, the below portion of the black line is over right here. Okay, all right, that's the basic things that you have to know about shading above or below. And if you have a greater than or less than as your inequality, your line should be a dotted line or broken line. And if there's an equal to, that means it's going to be a solid line. The meaning of that one is that if I have a, let's say, a dotted line here, let's say this is the point, let's say 1 2 1 2 3, let's say that's 0.23. That means since the red point or 0.23 is on the dotted line, that means it's not part of the solution. Let's say I put the shaded portion over here. It looks like it is on the shaded portion, but it's not. It is there as part of the graph, but as a solution, it's not, because it's dotted line. But if it's like a solid line, so this should be a solid line, and the red point is along the the line, and the solid line. So therefore, 2 3 is part of the solution, and that's the difference between dotted and solid line. Okay. Let's go ahead now and let's sketch some graph here. Okay, so y is greater than 6 over 5x plus 1. Again, same way, the slope here is 6 over 5. It's plus 1, so the b is the y-intercept 0 comma 1. So I'm going to start at 0 1, which is right here, and I'm going to go up by 6 1 2 3 4 5 6. It's kind of off the chart, but if you're using a graph paper, you can go ahead here and move 5 to the right. Since I'm kind of off, I'm going to do the reverse. When I say reverse, this is a positive 6 over 5, which is same as negative 6 over negative 5. When you divide two negative, it becomes positive, which is similar to 6 over 5. So I'm going to apply this one, negative 6 over negative 5. So I'm going to go down by negative 6. 1 2 3 4 5 6, and then I'm going to go left 5 because it's negative 5. 1 2 3 4 5. Again, if you chose to go up 6 and you have more space and go right 5, those points will still make a straight line. So here I have here a greater than, so I know it's going to be a dotted line. Okay, and I am going to shade, since this is greater than, I told you a while ago, if it's greater than, we're going to shade the above portion of the line, and the above portion is right here. All right, there you go. And if you will be asked to find a solution here, I would pick anywhere on the shaded area. Let's say I pick this portion, this orange point. That is -5, +2. If I am asked what, give me a coordinate which is not a solution, I'll pick somewhere here that's not shaded, so I can say the origin is not a solution. Okay, moving on. So y is less than 4. This time, the y is by itself still, and it's less than, and it is 4. That means the slope here is 0, or there's an invisible 0x there. Okay, and if it's y less than 4, again, we're going to graph it the same way as we did before. This is just a horizontal line that cross the y-intercept 0, comma 4. So 4 is right here, and that's going to be a horizontal line, but this time it's going to be dotted. Why is it dotted? Because it's only less than. It's not, if it's there's a less than or equal to, then it will be a solid line. Now, so here there's no above and it's less than, is going to be below. The below portion here will be right here, everything here. Now, if we have to pick a solution anywhere in the shaded part, which I will pick the origin 0, 0, which is right here. If I have to pick a not a solution, would be this point here, 0, comma 6, because it's not on the shaded portion. I can also pick 0, comma 4, this point here, because that's dotted. So that's 0.04 is not a solution. Okay? Moving on, 3x plus 2y greater than or equal to -2. This time it's in a standard form, so I like it to be in a slope-intercept form. So what I will need to do, I'm going to subtract 3x here, subtract 3x here. That will give me 2y greater than or equal to -3x minus 2. I will divide by 2, 2, and 2 there. That will give me y is greater than or equal to -3 halves x minus 1. Here the slope will be, or is -3 over 2, -3 over 2, and the y-intercept is 0, comma -1. So I'm going to start here at -1 here, and -3, I'll go down by 3, 1, 2, 3, and then over 2 to the right, 2. Or I can make it +3 divided by -2. So I'm going to go right 3, 1, 2, 3, and left 2, 1, 2. So those are my 3 points. I will connect them with a solid line because it's equal to. Try to use your ruler or straight edge. Make an arrowhead there. It should cross the entire plane. And then this is above because it's greater than, that's above. So the above portion of that line is this side. Okay, that's good. All right, there you go. And if I ask you to give me a solution, it will be, let's say, 2, comma 0, this point here. And if I ask you for a not solution, it will be, let's say, this point here, which is -4, comma -3. Okay. All right, one more here. 7x minus 4y is greater than 20. So first, I'm going to move the 7x to the right side. So I'm going to subtract 7x here, subtract 7x here. That will leave me a -4y. Take note, I'm dropping the -4y, not just a 4y, including the negative. Okay, greater than -7x plus 20. Okay, divide everything here by a negative number. So when you divide by negative, watch out for the sign. This cross out, y. And hold on, before anything else, if I divide it by a negative number, what happened to my inequality? It flips over. This flips, okay? And negative divided by negative will be positive, so I can leave it blank here. And 7 divided by 4, you cannot simplify it anymore, so leave it 7 over 4, x. Positive 20 divided by -4 is -5. Okay, so our slope here is 7 over 4. The b is 0, comma -5. So therefore, I start at -5 here. And then 7, it means you got to go up by 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I will connect them with a dotted line because it's only less than, there's no equal sign. And I'm gonna shade below. The below portion of the graph is right here. Okay. And a solution here would be of this point here, 5, -3. And not solution will be the origin, 0, 0. Okay. All right, there you have it. I hope you learned something here. And again, when we're graphing linear inequalities, you're gonna graph it the same way as the like a linear equation, y equals mx plus b. And if it's greater than or less than only, it's going to be a dotted line. If there will be a greater than or equal to or less than equal to, the one with the underline on the inequality, that will be a solid line. And if it's greater than, it's above. If it's less than, it's below. Well, facing you. This your, yeah, whatever. All right, I hope you learned something. Kaboom.